Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, back to the FIMU Alpha Overwatch League, season number 12, week number 8, game number 3. We've got Birds Aren't Real versus Team by Titos coming at you momentarily. This is that one, Dan Guy on the mic, joined tonight by Steck Monster. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, Dan. How are you?
I'm very good, bud. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Glad we're here. And we've got the one, the only Taco running our cameras tonight, so give him some love in the
Hello.
chat there.
Wow.
The frequent viewers of the stream may be happy to find out that I installed slobs, so we should be able to fix the lag from last week.
Woohoo!
Yay.
So tonight we've got Team by Tito's going up against Birds Aren't Real. An interesting fact here, gentlemen. These are both our teams tied for basically tied for third and fourth place, respectively, in our current season number 12 Black Division standings. Team by Tito's leads in the map differential, but both have 5 wins on the season for their maps. 1 match win for Team by Tito's, no match wins yet for Birds Aren't Real. So I'll be curious to see if they might be able to shake that up, break out of their slump here this season. But we've got an opportunity to swap that third and fourth place here, which as the long-standing viewers of PMA OWL might know. But for those that don't, every team in our league makes playoffs, but the regular season is that time to figure out your team cohesion, figure out what works best for you, and it determines your placement and seeding headed into our playoff bracket. So worth checking out here as we're headed into week number 8.
Hello?
Well, I got
Okay.
stolen by Iron Brew in the middle of my sentence. So,
Oh, that's where you went? Oh my god.
yeah, I just got hijacked in the middle of my sentence. He goes, "Are you streaming? Are we on the internet? Are we here?"
Good lord. It's so fun.
Is this real life?
We'll never.
Hey Keegan, are you streaming?
Yep.
Everybody say hi.
How's
Hi.
it
That's my DPS.
What are they doing?
I have no
going? Am
idea.
I gonna be next?
They said R though, so we're good.
Yeah, we're ready in this 4v3 lobby here. Interesting. So, Steck Monster, talk to me a little bit as our resident Black Division player here in the booth tonight. What do you think we're going to see out of these two teams?
It's gonna be really interesting, and it's gonna really depend on what roles certain people are on. Looking here at Team by Tito's, they have a lot of players that they really like to shuffle around between roles. Players like Shaka Khan, Foxham have been known to play a fair amount of DPS, play a fair amount of tank, and play a fair amount of support. It's really going to depend on how that all works out. And I think that Birds Aren't Real, they're going to have a problem because I don't think they quite have the same flexibility.
Fair enough. That makes a fair bit of sense there, and especially I know I've gotten a couple of games in with Foxam in the last week, and he's really been practicing that main tank, like you said, Steck. I think he's kind of slotted into that role for his team. So a lot of Winston play, a lot of Wrecking Ball play coming out of him lately, and then like you said, they've got a lot of flex players, so they've got a lot of that adaptability headed through this game. So it will be interesting to see how they put that to the best use here. Um, Whereas Birds Aren't Real tend to be a little bit more stagnant in their lineup. Still, plenty of proficient players, so I expect to see them make whatever swaps they think are necessary, but maybe not the entire switch of the lineup. Leaving their folks in the same sort of role selections as they have throughout most of our matches here. But we will see what is going on. Lindamood626 comes through with the tier 1 sub for 23 months. Thank you, bud. Also, we're getting a little bit of feedback from the Twitch chat that we could use a little bit more volume overall on our stream here.
Overall? Okay.
If possible, would be appreciated. We're gonna amp it up for you here, Twitch chat. No speed boosts, just amp it up.
Yeah, I don't actually know optimal decimal peaks for streaming. I just know what they are for recording
Don't
voice.
don't worry about the decimal peaks. Just try to get it into the yellow range so that we peak at the bottom, like mid yellow range, and then folks at home can always turn us up or turn us down as necessary.
Yeah.
This is the part where I start screaming until Twitch chat tells me I'm too loud.
If you're not clipping, then you're not living.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. So apparently, streaming is kind of the same rules of thumb as audiobook recording.
Well, there you
I
go.
learn something every day.
We've almost got the folks all slotted in here, waiting on one more from Birds Aren't Real. Team by Titos here and getting set up. Looks like they're going to have Foxum and Yakety Tack on the tank, Iron Brew and Omno, or no, Foxum and Yakety Tack on the DPS, Iron Brew and Omnous over on the tanks and
Yakety is on
Finbo.
Birds.
On to the support
That
if
empty
they're on the
spot
right
is
team.
Sam.
There we go. Our lineup's correct now. Maybe.
Well, I'm sure
Find
we
it.
got distance to go.
We'll figure it out here as we go.
The Birds haven't sent me their lineup yet, and I don't know who is on which team for specs.
Well, I can tell you that
And we're still waiting for
Birds are
Linda.
the only team that have.
Wait, didn't
Spec.
Linda sub?
Yes, you did.
Linda, get in the game.
Linda Mood is throwing, confirmed.
Oh, I hate when they use real names. I don't know everyone's real names. I'm new.
Okay, it's.
Who are Dustin and Miles?
Dustin is Omnilus. Miles is Tingly Daffodil. No, that's Braden. The old Razzle Dazzle? Question mark? Actually, not certain of that one.
Yeah.
Miles has
Enough
so many
for me.
different accounts. No, he's Ifis Dad's. I'm crazy. It's Ifis Dad's.
Oh.
That's Miles.
And gotcha.
All right.
All right, as we get things set up here, we'll be underway momentarily, folks. We're doing the thing. I believe our first pick is going to be for Birds Aren't Real. Is it Busan? No. Let's see.
I don't see if it's officially Busan.
I wouldn't be
I don't
surprised.
know the last time anyone picked anything else.
Yeah, Busan just feels like it's the most. It feels like the most comfortable map in the current meta, right? With Reinhardt not being so good, it makes Lijiang hard. Nepal also a pretty viable choice, especially with that Wrecking Ball in the mix with the Winston. You can play it pretty well on all the points there. On Village, that can be a little bit more difficult, but I would still probably expect to see the pick of Busan coming out here. We'll have to find out in just one moment, though. Once we get our lineup settled, we'll be in on our first map here. Whew, I got hiccups going on. Excuse me. Stick. Can you believe it's already been 8 weeks of this season?
I really can't. It really feels like it's been flying by. It feels like just yesterday we were prepping just to get ready for week 1.
Absolutely.
We're at the 3/4 mark already, almost.
Crazy. I'm really sad about it. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really like my team this season. They're just super fun to hang out with.
Hell yeah. You know, after all, this is a little bit of a juice league and perhaps a beer league, depending on
Juice League.
depending on the age of some of our participants here. Meanwhile, we have a Kool-Aid man actively fisting double bottles of vodka. So
This is a very kid-friendly league. Anyway, here's the Kool-Aid man fist.
Yeah. Well, putting the juice in Juice League. Gotta make sure you
Just double fisted some Titos. Lord. Oh, sorry. It just occurred to me that by typing "we want the bussy," he meant Busan.
Thank you.
I was like, are they ever gonna tell me what map to pick? Good lord. Yeah. My bad.
So I'm getting word that tonight's match, because Birds Aren't Real and Team by Titos have not managed to get their second game against each other made up, that they have proposed that tonight will be a double or nothing matchup against one another.
Good God, no! Please no! Please no!
Not 2 games back to back, but every game will be worth 2 points in their standings against one
Oh my
another.
god. Was that approved?
That was evidently approved by our games manager,
yeah.
Slimy Bilky. So
Wait, what? When?
just now, literally just now, literally just this second. So it would appear
my goodness.
as though
Wow, I'm so excited.
This game is worth extra credit.
This is possibly the best thing that's happened to me all week.
and now Foxem is crying because we made it official, even though it needed to be official. Chat, you're in for a wild one tonight. I expect to see plenty of memes. We've got the R's ready on all sides. We're headed into Busan for map number 1 of this double or nothing shenanigans that is happening tonight. Oh my. This is wild. I have no idea what is going on. I'm so confused by what is happening in this team chat here. We've got screams about bio. We're doing songs. Twigs has to pee. Everything is anarchy. Everything is anarchy.
I was absolutely playing a game of bullet chess today. At the beginning of a PD meeting. And the vice principal was like, could the student teachers all take some time to introduce themselves? And I was like,
Bro, I'm going to play a game of Overwatch at the beginning of this Overwatch casting and streaming. But we've got Ifis Dad's coming out on the Wrecking Ball. Omnibus going to rock the Sigma alongside him. Ironbrew going to opt for the Wrecking Ball mirror as well. But Sam Dwayne going over to the Winston. So we've got a little bit of a different matchup there. Lindenwood going to be on the Widow. Foxem on the Echo, which might be a problem because Mad Swamp Daddy on the Kree is going to be his main threat. And going against that Widow might be a bit difficult for him. You see the hook shot already coming out of Lindenwood, grabbing that high ground. Dropping on down, though. Gets a little scared away by the Wrecking Ball. Taking the fight to him early, though. Team by Titos pushed up into choke, trying to see what they can make happen. Foxem's going to get that first kill on the Zarathustra. He'll get traded out, but they'll take the BAP kill, I would imagine, here, over anything else. Lindenwood picks up the first shot of the night on the Mad Swamp Daddy, and this should be a clean cap for Team by Titos here, as long as they can wrest the control away from this Wrecking Ball here soon enough. And indeed, Ifis Dad's going to roll on out. Ironbrew's going to find an Ana and that other Wrecking Ball on the far side, though. Has to decide to leave. Pause,
able to kill him.
We're getting calls for pause, por favor. There we go. Not sure what that might have been, but oh, Omnibus's computer is eating a poo-poo. I see. Let's see.
As one does.
As one does. didn't necessarily see it one way or another. Either way, he oh well, okay, goodbye. I was gonna say he had 35% alt charge, so he definitely managed to play the game, but does not appear to be any more of a factor now that he is disconnected here. We'll see if he can get back in just a moment. So from this first engagement though, Steck, it feels like Birds Aren't Real are gonna have a tough time if they can't manage to match that heavy dive potential from Team by Titos. We see Mad Swamp Daddy has already swapped over onto the Widow. Yakety Tack taken over the shift work on the McCree. And they do have the double main healers, but you see on the other end, Jaybo's playing that Brig, whereas Zarathustra is playing the Baptiste. So Zara and Twigs are just going to have to overheal their team through the dive, whereas Jaybo can just say, no, get away from me, and smack the ball away, or, what attacker might be headed that way.
That's right. They're definitely going to need to change things up a little bit if they want to push through that tough front line.
Absolutely. Honestly, I'm not sure what it might be either. It could be something like a Reaper from Yakety Tack to just really eat Sam Noam alive if he decides to push in. It could be even a Sombra to try to shut down Iron Brew or shut down Sam Noam when they get in close. Maybe knock Foxham out of the sky every once in a while if he gets a little too over aggressive. But I feel like the core of the change there is probably going to be from the DPS lineup. We'll have to see as we're back underway here. We do have this little skirmish happening over on the coast side. Jaybo scooching up in here a little bit awkwardly. Ifis can't quite get the roll out there. Smacks himself into the pillar, and Lindemood wins the Widow duel, taking down Mad Swamp Daddy. So now he's got quite a bit more free reign. Can afford to take some more aggressive angles here. Hold that high ground freely without too much contest. See, Omnilus has to use his Sig Shield just to make sure nobody else gets picked. Meanwhile, Sam Noam gets to contest the opposite high ground relatively clean here. That's the thing with Foxham on this Echo as well. You see he's already got the ultimate, gonna go ahead and drop the copy onto Wrecking Ball, and another set of mines goes off as Ifis does get a kill with it, but 2 make that 3 traded out on the other side. Might not do it here. That's going to be enough. Team by Titos should clean up this fight pretty easily. Ifis did find 2 in the midst of that with his mines. Lindemood pops sights in the middle of all of this, I suppose just to try to keep a little bit more pressure on us. He does manage to collect the kill on the Yakety Tack coming back down the main thoroughfare. So perhaps worth it. And now, ooh, he knows Mad Swamp Daddy trying to take this long peek angle from all the way back in spawn. Will he be able to knock out Lindemood? The grapple shot.
He's had his number all matched, so let's see.
Yes, indeed. Ifis finds the early kill on the Foxem. And now
Linda wins.
Linda does win the Widow duel, but Ifis and Omno has jumped right up on him and should knock him out pretty quickly there. Now the fight descends on the point. Zarathustra pops the 4K BAP television on the far corner. The Angry Monkey from Sam Noam trying to cause a little more disruption. With Reckless down, they just have to keep Zarathustra alive on the Baptiste there. He's in the middle of it all, kind of getting whacked around by Sam Noam, but they're getting a couple of kills back. Birds Aren't Real have a chance to cap this one. They've just got to deal with a few more here on point. Sam Noam and Lindemood get traded out by Zarathustra and Ifis there, and I think that's going to be the flip. Team by Tito is going to opt to give that one up, but they... well, maybe not yet, as we see the rally in from Jaybo, but he's stuck in the backline. Look at this. Jaybo's wasted his entire rally, cut off by the mines from Ifis. So that just completely nullifies it, and mines charge pretty quickly. Rally takes a second here, so I think that is a solid trade in their favor for the side of Birds Aren't Real.
Absolutely. You take those every time.
You see the Nano and Monkey coming through on Sam Noam, trying to get a big pick here in the back line. He finds 2. Twigs and Mad Swamp Daddy go down. And now it's just going to be up to Ifis to stall point for a few seconds here. He does for a moment, but has to roll away from the mines of Iron Brew, covering the entirety of point. They're not even going to have an additional touch here as he gets bullied away. First map of Busan goes to team by Titos.
Can somebody in chat confirm for me that Ball's neck just did that? And I'm not crazy?
Just what?
You break his neck?
Yeah, the animation did some weird stuff.
No hamsters were harmed in the making of this stream.
Mostly guaranteed.
Just want the world to know that.
Only digital hamsters. Only
for
alien
our
space
investors.
robot. Here we go. Mecha Base going to be our second map of Busan. Birds Aren't Real needing to get a little bit more point presence here. Not a lot of time spent there. A lot of it trying to fight through that Widow duel in Choke, but in this one not as long of sight lines on Mecha Base. So an opportunity perhaps for the Bird Gang. See Lindemoon going to be on the Curry, Fox M on the Genji. Lindemoon almost gets picked off immediately here, but instead it'll be Sam Doam as the first kill of the fight. Taking out that Winston early is a nice start for the Birds Aren't Real. Still got Iron Brew rolling through like a madman in the backline, and Fox M gets the pick on the Mad Swamp Daddy. So both teams pretty even at this point. As Iron Brew just wreaking havoc here, forcing Birds Aren't Real to stay away from point, but they're getting slowly but surely beat down by the Hammer of Omnilus. Finds 2 kills there, trades out for a couple on the opposing side as well. Twigs down, so a little bit less healing. Just Zarathustra on the Brig on point. Sam Doam trying to keep it contested, but that's going to do it. Birds Aren't Real managed to get the first cap here, but a couple of quick kills. Good patience from Team by Titos, and they're going to get the recap almost immediately. They're not on point. Stay on point. They only get the recap if they stay on point, though.
You hate to see it.
Yes, indeed. Omnilus on the Reinhardt here, a bit more of a comfort pick, but it is going to keep their team more core. You know, fighting a 6, fighting a little more of that brawl is going to be good for Fox M with the Nano Blade, though. He gets 1, make that 2. Do I hear 3? Do I hear 4? Only 3 as Omnilus strikes him down with the Fire Strike, but only 3, I say, as if that's not enough for a 1-team fight here. Team by Titos coming out strong on this one.
I think Omnilus may have been looking for a cheeky pin there. I think he didn't quite get what he was looking for.
You know, I like the Moxie. As a Reinhardt, you feel a little bit useless when the Genji blades, because all you can do is try to pin him or shatter him, you know? You can, I guess, just try to smack him around with your hammer, but probably not going to do enough damage, and he's got so much mobility. You see the competing Brigalts come out, and Mad Swamp Daddy gets slept out of High Noon on the bridge and then just destroyed a whole plethora of the Titos gang rolling through there. Lindemood finds 3! I believe he hit that High Noon, rolled off the high ground, and then right-clicked into the team and finds 3 different kills there. Wonderful. Wonderful.
That's the stuff you came here to see.
Strong plays by the DPS for sure here tonight. And good team communication. We saw Reckless got that sleep on to Mad Swamp Daddy, and then Sam Doam was immediately there to clean up on it. Omnilus drops the hammer down on Sam Doam, and they collect the kill. Jabo pushed way up in there trying to get aggressive, but it'll be Mad Swamp Daddy that finds a couple of kills here. The mines come out from Iron Brew trying to slow the charge here from the Birds Aren't Real boys. It will find Omnilus ultimately. He just kind of plowed his way through there. Might have got smacked around a little bit by a Brig. I'm not 100% certain. But that's going to be a flip on the favor of Birds Aren't Real. And Zarathustra is upset at Max. I didn't quite see what happened there, but Fox M must have pulled some cheeky shenanigans on the Brig there for the Birds Aren't Real boys. Ooh, Reckless hits another nasty sleep on the Mad Swamp Daddy. Ifis Dad's trying to make sure he doesn't collect the kill, but Mad Swamp Daddy's in a rough spot. A big purple does come out though onto Jabo, who does not pop the rally, excuse me, I thought I saw it. High Noon's coming down from both sides. That one gets canceled as Fox M finds the kill, if I'm not mistaken there.
Finds 4 that time played.
Everyone pressed Q at once there.
He wasn't even nano.
I'll accept it, Fox M. I guess you can play your main hero. I don't know. Is Genji his main hero? It's
Hanzo.
Main hero. feel like Hanzo's just been better longer for him, but whatever. I'm sure he's got some strong feelings there. Ifus Dad's just taking a nap on point here for a little while, but then he wakes up with mines and Yakety Tag pops the blade, not blade, Beyblade, the thing, Death Blossom, words.
Woo!
That's why you
Got
don't
there by
make
finals.
big bucks, folks.
Birds aren't real going into this next fight with no ults, and they're not close to any of them.
No, they are not. Omnibus might be able to get a whole hog in here, but Jaybo's got Rally, Ironbrew's got Mines, and that should be plenty. But Omnibus finds the early pick. They traded out with Mad Swamp Daddy, so each team down to DPS now. That hog pick onto Sam Noam, though, if they can keep their distance. No, Yakety Tack gets taken out as well. So 2 big damage dealers and forces to be reckoned with for Sam Noam get taken down early. Omnibus finds another pick onto Linda Moon, but they've lost their Ana now as Jaybo on the brig finds a kill here. With the mines on point, this is probably going to wrap it up for Team by Titos. Yakety Tag's got the touch opportunity as he fades onto point, but with mines everywhere and a nanoed brig and now a blade coming out, this is going to do it. Lindamood pops the high noon to say, get on out of here. Titos, yes, indeed, gets the win. Team by Titos coming out pretty strong here tonight.
Big play of the game from Linda Mood.
Blah, 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 blah. Woo, get the little normal left click in there. Pops the kill. Is that a 4K all the way around for it? Well
I think it may have been.
Well played, Lindamoon. A little
Love
spicy
getting 2 kills with the right click.
Oh, great. Big value, as the kids say. 6 shots, 2 kills. I would take that even over a left click. It's almost more impressive that he did it with the right click.
Man, he killed 2 birds with 6 stones.
He did. All right. You
know, baseball, that's a great score.
In baseball, that's a great score. That has massive dad joke energy, and I love it.
Is it still a good score in cricket?
I don't know. No one understands how cricket
Do they have scores in cricket?
They do. I think they call them sticky wickets.
I think they just throw the ball at each other, and I think
actually,
the bat is just for show.
I'm pretty sure a wicket actually is like a scorekeeping thing, but a sticky wicket is not.
Something like that. I don't know.
I listened to a podcast and they said they watched 72 straight hours of cricket together one weekend and couldn't figure out.
There's a strong possibility that could have just been one match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what couldn't be one match? Birds Aren't Real versus Team by Titos, because here tonight it's actually counting for 2.
It's 2 matches.
So Team by Titos actually get 2 map wins for their 1 there. They get 2 bird wins for 1 Tito stone. You know, you still win, Stack. I'm not going to contest you on that one anymore. Headed into Escort, we're going to be looking at Dorado, Rialto, or Route 66 here tonight. Honestly, Dorado feels pretty strong in the favor of Team by Titos with the way they came out with that Winston with that ball. Rialto or Route 66, I think, are going to favor much better for Birds Aren't Real. I don't know if that necessarily means it's in their favor, but it's at least not as much disadvantage, not as much high ground contest, and a little bit more opportunity for perhaps more of that Reinhardt play, perhaps some Orisa from the side of Omnibus, something along those lines. I'm curious to see what our choice is here.
I'd imagine that Birds Aren't Real. They might try and pull out a Bastion strat here. That's something they've had some success with this season. I think going on like Dorado or Rialto would be a good opportunity to run the type of comp, because I think they're very well equipped for it.
So here's the important question. If Birds Aren't Real have the most success with a Bastion strat, does that mean that Bastion's bird is real or not?
In certain skins, I believe the bird is also a robot or possessed or something.
Well,
I don't know.
Yet to be seen here, folks.
Or made of Legos. So, a Lego bird is not a real bird. So
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh words. Harsh words. Hot takes coming out from Stick.
A Lego bird is just a Lego bird.
Looks like our map for the night is going to be Rialto for match number 2, or for game number 2, excuse me, here tonight. We did have another match being simultaneously played between High Newt 3 and Nobody Said Peanut Butter. That one looks like it's going to have to be cast via VOD over the weekend. We're hoping that we might be able to hop in tonight, but they are getting a little bit ahead of us. So we'll have to check that out over the weekend if you're curious. Make sure to tune in, probably a Friday or Saturday night. Perhaps we'll see some of the legendary Iron Brew MS Paint return for the pot cheese there. We're headed to Rialto, and Birds Aren't Real going to be first up on the defense. So perhaps that Bastion strat, like you said, Steck, I wouldn't be surprised to see some double shield here. If Omnibus really wants to commit to the Rhine Zarya, it is a possibility on this first hold. On second point, it's a little bit tougher, perhaps more of that Sigma ball, something like that. But IFIS Dads was getting quite a bit of value out of the Wrecking Ball on Busan. So I'm curious what things they decide to shake up a little bit here.
I think it is going to be a little interesting because it looks like Team by Titos is playing Iron Brew at DPS.
Well, he was a DPS already, wasn't he?
I thought he was a tank.
Well, yeah, but he was playing Wrecking Ball.
Oh. Boo. Boo.
Everybody knows Wrecking Ball just spits damage and takes damage. He doesn't really take any for the rest of his team.
Yes, but now he's definitely not a tank. Instead of kind of not a tank.
All right, I guess. Fox M coming in here, though, to match up with Sam Dwayne, which makes me think, gosh, I really don't know, because Fox M has been playing a ton of Winston Ball, but Sam Dwayne is a solid Winston player. Iron Brew's a solid ball player. So what are you bringing Fox M in here for, if not to play a little DPS? We do see Shaka Khan and Jabo going to be on the support line now. So I guess that does mean that they're going to have to play somebody in a little bit of a different spot.
I think this could be a Ryan Zarya comp here with an on support to pocket it.
Mayhaps. We'll have to see. We got the ready up from both teams, so we're headed into Rialto momentarily here, folks. I'm really curious to see if we do get that Ryan Zarya. On first point, I don't hate it for the attacker. On second point, it starts to get a little bit rough. You've got so much open ground that you have to cover just waddling down the street.
I predict it will be Ryan Zarya on a
Lucio,
a Doomfist, and a Junkrat.
I could see it. This may well just be it's time for Shaka Khan to bot out on Frog. We'll have to find out here in just a second. Indeed. Pretty close. Looks like we're going to see the Lucio Baptiste, if the support line is to be trusted. And that double shield is indeed going to come out from the side of Birds Aren't Real. Old Razzle coming in for Omnibus, going to set up on Mama Moo. The good old Space Cow happening here. Omnibus over on the DPS line, going to try to play some Tracer into him. He's going to have a tough time with Linda Moon's turrets around and Iron Brew being the living turret if he is indeed staying on Bastion. We'll see how it works out. I'm curious what this counterplay is going to look like to the Bastion. You just see early on Omnibus hiding over the far mini bridge.
They need to do their best to make sure he doesn't get good setup here. Oh.
We don't talk about those.
Carry on.
Eating himself into the river. Oh, Iron Brew. Duoing there. Indeed. Matching up with Lindamood to get that speedy sim teleport, move the Bastion around. They're not playing Cart Bastion, they're just going to play Teleport Bastion, it looks like. iFist Dads and Mad Swamp Daddy up there on the high ground trying to bully off the Bastion. Mad Swamp Daddy will get traded out in the midst of it, but Foxham dies on the front line through it all. So now we've reached a bit of this stalemate where we've kind of got this 5v5 setup going on. iFist Dad does fall, so without the Sigma, that's going to be substantially less shield presence for Birds Aren't Real.
This teleporting Bastion strat, gotta say it's super effective right now.
It's working really well, making sure that Iron Brew stays highly mobile and not in one predictable spot. They already rolled through first point so quick. You do see that Mad Swamp Daddy has gone over to the Pharah, trying to get a little bit of that aerial presence, force Iron Brew to look in a different spot other than just add his team. But look at that. With the Sim TP, they've already got him pushed up past Bridge, and now they get to hold the respawns as he gets the kill onto the Pharah. Jabo pops the window just to try to keep some presence up here, keep the energy high for Team by Titos. They are just rolling around here. Zarathustra will finally get the last blow needed to knock out Iron Brew. So no Bastion on their side, but tons of cart progress. They've almost gotten Streets Phase for free. Jabo will fall, so this means that there's definitely going to have to be a second push from the side of Team by Titos. But so far, Birds Aren't Real having a real struggle putting up with this attack. Mad Swamp Daddy now has Twigs on the Mercy for the full Far Mercy combo there. The lift comes through by Fist Dads. No kills collected though. Iron Brew will fall again. That Bastion just having a hard time. That's the thing, Stek, I feel like when you're playing with that mobility strat, you don't get to set him up and just roll on it.
You actually have to be more firmly established in there to get the best value out of it. Otherwise, heroes with a lot more mobility are just gonna crush you.
Absolutely. And Ifis Dads and Omnous got left for a little 2v2 scenario, but it was just against Shaka Khan and Jabo. So even though it was just a tank and a DPS left alive, they have the higher damage output. They managed to collect the kills on that Lucio and Baptiste there. Fox M cut off from the rest of his team. Omnous throws the Dragon Strike at him, but just managed to collect the kill before the Immortality Field of Jabo can get there in time. Mad Swamp Daddy does get traded out, as does Zarathustra and Iron Brew. Oh, Iron Brew over to the Doomfist now. Gets a kill and then immediately popped, but the res is there to nullify Zarathustra's death. So Twigs on this Mercy, making a big impact here, it feels like.
Mercy is in a very strong position. Really complements his comp. Everyone's capable of doing damage. She can really increase that when she has the time.
Absolutely, and that's a really good point when you talk about having a Baptiste as well. Is he puts out so much healing that you can afford to blue beam a little bit more. And even if you should have to blue beam a Baptiste, he puts out a good chunk of damage himself, like you said, Stek.
That's right.
Ooh, an interesting window comes out from Jabo. Not quite sure that hit the mark. A solid pull from Ol Razzle Dazzle stops him from getting any use out of it. Competing fluxes. Jabo gets lifted but survived through it all. Now, not the same can be said for the side of Birds Aren't Real. Ifis Dad stuck there in the back line. Omnous on the cart now, might try to get the last touch. Instead, just going to opt to run. Can he get out with his life? If he dies here, it's a big stagger. But the shield comes back through and he lives to fight another day. 3 minutes, 30 seconds for the final stretch. Surely this meteor strike is to get out, right? Yes. I was wondering if then we might see a Doomfist land somewhere in the back line, but no. Ooh, Iron Brew gets hit with a big old rock from Ifist Dads. The supercharger comes out, but immediately deleted from Old Razzle Dazzle. Omnous throws in the Dragon Strike as well. The Shatter goes through. I'm not sure. Did it hit anyone, or did Old Razzle Dazzle?
I think it got blocked.
I don't know. I saw that splat on the edge of the shield, but you know, Reinhardt's Shatter comes out from his feet. Doesn't matter where the hammer lands, it comes from his feet, so I think he might have just not quite been all the way past there for Fox and plan that
physics work different in the future, you know?
Yeah.
Is Overwatch
future
in the
hammer.
future?
I mean, all the thirsty gamers just knew that feet were indeed the answer. They were the critical factor. I see the beat come down from Shaka Khan, giving a lot of pressure for Team by Titos to push up here. Finally getting some cart progress. The window now on top of it. We've got competing windows going on. Bob gets deleted immediately by Iron Brew's Junkrat and the Baptiste of Jabo. That's going to be a couple of clean kills. Caused quite a few ultimates on both sides.
I'm really glad you referenced my favorite TLC show from the 90s, Competing Windows.
Doesn't. Oh, can they contest?
Looks like they will indeed manage to just barely get the touch with the Doom Fist of Omnilus. The lift from My Dads doesn't collect on anything. That Immortality Field of Jabo just too strong. Now we see a bit of the Panic Speed Pigs coming through. Iron Brew with the tire. It finds 3. Every Junkrat gets 1. And this is probably going to do it. Team by Titos walks it through with a minute 38 remaining.
Heck yeah. Good amount. Still doable. We'll see what Birds Aren't Real come out with on offense. And I wonder if they might try and do a more traditional pirate ship style Bastion strat.
I mean, the gauntlet has been thrown down, right? On first point, the traditional pirate ship is really strong because you don't have a good corner to really jump on that Bastion. You know, the second corner near the hotel can be an opportunity, but even then, it's tough. Once you get towards second point, the Bastion starts to lose a little bit of value. He does have longer sight lines, but that also means that there's also the bridge and the high ground and all the different spots that you can start to get shot from. So I'll be interested to see what they opt for here.
Looks like they may be hitting for more of a dive direction.
Perhaps a little bit more of that hard-hitting, just strike and run style. Omnilus perhaps feeling like he was getting more value on that Doom Fist than anything else. His Hanzo was getting some nice work done, but his Dragon Strikes didn't seem like they were landing particularly. Foxem over to the Wrecking Ball, Sam Doam on the Sigma here. Look at Iron Brew. Iron Brew's crouched and going for something real cheeky here. I really want to see somebody find him and boop him. Although we don't have a loot here on the other side. Is Iron Brew going to reverse pirate ship this?
Now we see here. While Iron Brew setting up for a sneak attack, the traditional attack of his people. It appears he's growing close. He's turned into a turret. And he has killed Omnilus.
Indeed. He'll get traded out in the end by Twigs. Mad Swamp Daddy collects the kill on Jabo as well. With the respawns on their side, this is actually pretty good for Birds Aren't Real. Mad Swamp Daddy trying to find that kill onto Lindamood. He is on the Hanzo. He will finally collect. Mad Swamp Daddy collects that arrow shooter there. The archer, no match for the sniper.
I cannot even begin to imagine what words you were thinking of that you landed on arrow shooter.
Yeah, you know, it was difficult.
What word were you looking for?
I don't know, but the word I'm going to say now is that Shaka Khan got a double boop there. As the rest of the team tried to get on cart and get it rolling, the Lucio sped through for a double boop. Didn't find himself in the middle of the river this time. We see Iron Brew on the off angle again, going over towards spawn. He's in deep, and
I'm not ready to call this an off angle. This is more flank than a flank.
Now it's a throw. He went in against Diana, and he just gets deleted. Zarathustra hits him with the sleep. Mad Swamp Daddy slaps him there with the couple of Widow shots.
Dylan calling Zarathustra a cheater for sleeping him.
A cheater for sleeping him after he like crouched all the way up to the edge of spawn door and then just chung 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 right up to him like, you will never know I'm here. I am so sneaky, robot.
He's asleep again.
Looks like they do get the contest.
Indeed.
The side slam. I don't think he gets it.
The immediate kill from Omnilus on the Shaka Khan, and now they've got him in the back line. Jabo hits the clean sleep, but it's not going to be enough. The cart rolls on through first point for Birds Aren't Real.
Oh, and now we do have the EZ from Zarathustra's.
Zarathustra's Ana feels like it has been much, much more impactful than his Baptiste play or his Brig play was earlier on. I like it. And I think right now we kind of have 3 different fights going on for Team by Titos. There's whatever the hell the Bastion's doing, aka ulting in the back line to kill the Widow. Can he get the Doom? He will indeed. Zarathustra sleeps him again. They managed to collide each other. Zarathustra gets tick damage, but not before Iron Brew gets the last shot off. Wow.
Zarathustra is just ravaging towards sleeping.
He is indeed. Oh man, this
Now
is.
we have a Hanzo duel.
Oh, I was watching the ball duel. I missed the
that
Hanzo
fun?
duel. What is this game? Oh, the Hanzo duel is ending.
Womp womp. Window does have the dragons. J-Bo has the nano online. Shaka Khan should have beat here soon. Old Dazzle's going to kick things off though, using the Gravitic Flux. Doesn't look like it caught anybody here yet again, actually. He gets killed in the midst of it all. Iron Brew still sticking with that Bastion, able to burn him down early. So Arthur and Twigs still have their ults, but it looks like probably just going to hold and reset here. The sleep comes through on iFist Dads in the back line, and he's just going to get run down by J-Bo and Lindamood. Honestly, what I'm expecting to see for a combo here is that Lindamood might throw dragons at the end of the Gravitic Flux, assuming that they don't catch. If they catch, 2 or 3, I think it's worth investing there. Oh, especially you get the kill on the J-Bo now. This is the opportunity to push for the side of birds aren't real. That's a big pick to find. The Dragon Strike comes down from Lindamood, and the return dragons come out from Omnilus. Twigs picks up the kill onto the old archer himself, Lindamood, our resident arrow shooter of the evening. You got me really in my head now that I said that.
Sorry. You're doing amazing.
Oh no, I was very aware of how weird it was when it came out. Finds 4 with the slam, but Twigs has the transcendence to nullify it all. This is a very strange game right now. It's just evolved into a bit of chaos. And it feels like every time these teams get together for a full team fight, actually 6v6, there's like 17 ultimates that happen and nobody dies. And then all of a sudden, team fight's over afterwards. It's almost as if
in between, Bad Swamp Daddy and Iron Brew just try to 1v1 each other.
I'm here for it. This is the content you subscribe for, chat.
They just nanoed the Lucio?
I hope. Not going to be enough, though. Shaka Khan gets run down by the side of the Bastion of Mad Swamp Daddy. He's already got 80% ult charge, and he takes down the counterpart Iron Brew. This is the moment. Birds aren't real. It's time to make it to Cart and just start farming if they can set up that pirate ship. Old Razzle has to collect the nano from Zarathustra to stay alive there, but it'll be enough. Lindamood trying to burn him down on the Echo will get traded out as the last kill here, and this should be enough to get through second point. Shaka Khan falls. Not long for this world as J-Bo at 1 health, trying to run away. Ifus Dads gets swept and left in the backline, though. Not enough for J-Bo to survive. Maybe not enough to get this final push here. The Flux catches the Echo of Lindamood. And they collect the kill and roll on through to third point here shortly. Whew. This is a scrappy match. This push has been very scrappy.
Now that Birds Aren't Real have the Bastions kind of firmly set up on point, they have a pretty big advantage.
Absolutely. You see Iron Brew already just swaps off immediately, goes over to that Junkrat, something to bust the Bastion bunker. Foxen trying to roll on through, but he just gets deleted. When you throw a Discord Orb on a ball, he has a hard enough time, but when you put a Bastion in his face, it doesn't make anybody's life easier. Sleeps aplenty flying and 2 kills from each team here, but J-Bo being the difference maker there. That support kill should give a little bit of advantage to the side of the Birds. With just a minute left, though, they might want to think about a soft regroup. If somebody dies here, it's going to be a pretty hard stagger. Old Razzle and Ifus Dads are in deep. Unfortunately, they've got the distance healers of the Zen and Ana to try to keep them up. Omnilus trying to get over there to help Lindamood's echoed ball. But Lindamood gets the kill with the mines now collapsing in on Omnilus. And that's going to shut down this push from the Birds Aren't Real. Well, perhaps not. Team Titos not pushing in as hard as I thought they might. Mad Swamp Daddy stuck in a real tough position. Twigs has to pop the Transcendence just to keep him alive. It's going to give Mad Swamp Daddy the opportunity to set up again, but he gets burned through Transcendence by the lamp, or by the window damage from Shaka Khan. He's over onto the Baptiste now, building that ult quick and putting it to good use. The high noon never gets thrown by Omnilus. Ifistats gets lifted, slept, and does manage to hit the hook, but it won't be enough. The side slam finds two, though. Old Razzle takes down both supports, but unable to stay alive on point. Zara trying to do what he can. The DJ flying around on point, trying to get the stall off. Will there be another touch from Omnilus? I don't think it's going to be enough. He gets yeeted. Oh my god, he got shot so far that he managed to actually touch cart, but no secondary touch available. That's going to be the second map here for Team by Titos, counting for 4 on tonight's score. Oh, Shaka Khan making up for his early swim. I'm guessing this is going to be that double boop. Yep. Here we go. Skating around at the speed of sound.
Oh boy.
He's got nowhere to go.
Better follow his tunes, yo. Look at this, though. 3 different cards coming out for the Birds Aren't Real. Zarathustra, Twigs, and Old Razzle all going to pick up some accolades. Definitely a better showing for them than Control.
Absolutely. They're definitely capable of doing the right stuff. It's just it does appear that Team by Titos is doing a little bit better of a job at doing the late game adjustments. Once Birds Aren't Real are kind of settling into a rhythm, Team by Titos are just taking a second to regroup and re-strategize, and it seems to be really working for them.
Absolutely. I think that's something that we might see come really into effect on the hybrid map here. Choices between Numbani, Iconwall, and Blizzard World. That it's going to... I think it's going to especially come down to the first point defense and how long that takes. If Birds Aren't Real can crack it early on their attack here, since they will be attacking first for the hybrid, they will have a much better shot at having that time left to figure out, make those swaps, make those adjustments that they need in the end. But if Titos puts up a strong defense on the first point, even if they give it up ultimately, I think that Birds Aren't Real are going to have a real struggle coming out ahead of it enough to roll through their, second and third points here.
Absolutely. It's all going to really depend on what map they pick. I hope they pick Eichenwald because I really like it. And I think it might be something that will probably work to their strengths.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for a lot of different play styles, especially with Iron Brew on the DPS line. It might be an opportunity for something along the lines of a Symmetra. Even like a sim hold on that first choke is pretty strong. On that bridge, you can throw the turret, slow everybody down on their way through, and just pour damage at them. But be curious to see if we have any lineup shakes here.
Well, we just had some moving around. We put Yakety in on DPS and switched Mad Swamp Daddy to tank.
I see. Throwing Mad Swamp Daddy onto the tank, to me, reads as it's time to Ryan Czar, or he's going to play Hog. He's either going to probably play some Zarya or some Hog. He does also play a pretty mean Sigma. Mad Swamp Daddy's Sigma is pretty disgusting, actually. So I'll be curious to see what he picks in most likely that off-tank role. Leave the old Razzle on the main tank here. We'll have to see what comes up. Looks like Eichenwald is indeed going to be the pick. You get your wish, Stack Monster.
Yes. You love to see it.
You do indeed. Now, I gotta say, though, for the side of Team by Titos, I'm expecting... Well, I don't know on their first point defense, but on second point, Fox and Sam Dwam are almost definitely going to go back to that Winston ball. I think that's probably the highest chance of success they have, the high mobility, evasive tank lineup there seems like it's been pretty good for them. We'll have to find out what they pull for the defensive here. They could Ryan Zarya, but I'm pretty doubtful, honestly. If anything, I'm expecting probably that ball Sigma, something a little bit stationary, but still that disruption for the back line. For the side of Birds Aren't Real, though, on attack is what I'm really curious about. What are they going to do with this tank line?
I think they would have success with like a speedball comp, something that goes fast but works as sort of one cohesive set, some kind of fast death ball. So
it's got possibilities.
So this way, when you have some kind of flanker in your back line, like a wrecking ball or a Sombra or whatnot, your whole team can just pivot slightly and just get rid of the problem for a moment, and then just literally rotate. It's just turning your mouse.
Definitely,
because everybody's in pretty much the same place.
And kind of as part of that, I still feel like it would be a good play for either Yakety Tack or Omnilus, perhaps, to pick up a Sombra. Just when somebody dives your backline, hack them, and then especially if you're playing that fast comp like you were describing, Stack, you turn around and blow them up. Just kill them. Just hack them and kill them. Especially now that Iron Brew is going back to the tank lineup, this is 100% going to be some ball Winston here, especially once we get past first point. I'm not sure if they're going to opt for that defense with it or not, but this is going to be some interesting changes here. I really want the DPS of Birds Aren't Real to feel like they fit in more in the tank fight. Right now, the supports seem like they're doing a ton of work to try to shut down the backline flankers, and the tanks are mostly doing that backline flanking. That's what's caused the most problems for both teams here so far.
Yes, I think once they get settled into some kind of comfortable rhythm with each other, I think they're really going to be able to outshine the other DPS lineup. I think Birds Aren't Real, in theory, have the better lineup for DPS right now. And I think that could be a big advantage on this map.
I'm going to kill everybody in chat. I'm taking it the most wholesome way possible. This is them affirming my gender because I said take a bio break, gents, and I'm not a gent. So they meant it wholesomely.
Are you a gents?
It was definitely not them just being fucking terrible.
Black Division is full of memers.
If there were no memes, what else would there be?
Sadness. A lot of sadness. Looks like Javo gonna opt for a little bit of brig play here on the defensive. Iron Brew gonna look to play some Hog. I'm surprised no Zarya with Fox M. Although, I think this is kind of a situation where you expect your Reinhardt not to get a ton of value. He's there as a space denial unit. He's really just there to slow them down through the choke and enable your Hog. He's going to die. Like, if they focus the Reinhardt will die. Especially walking into a Reaper and a Mei and a Lucio. So you are kind of getting that rush down, super speedy comp you were looking for there, Stack. See how it works out. Birds Aren't Real trying to take home a map and push it to game 4 tonight. Old Razzle trying to make his way through the point, but Samdawam does indeed pick up that Symmetra we were talking about. The turret, actually, is going to be what kills Old Razzle as he tries to push through the choke. Just too much damage headed his way, and that's what I was talking about. Reinhardt right now, Reinhardt is really a time buyer. He is a distraction tank right now. He can take a little bit of damage between his shield and his armor, but he's just going to get slapped. A couple of kills come out, though. That could mean a strong recontest. Iron Brew just running rampant on the Hog right now, though. He finds the hook onto Old Razzle as well, but he's going to get out. You need to run away, Iron Boy. He's purpled. He's going to die. This Hog's going to die. They're down a couple, and this is going to be a strong push from Birds Aren't Real, or from Birds Aren't Real here.
But the Lucy goes down. Slow him down a bit.
Indeed. Sim teleport, giving an opportunity for a little bit of repositioning as well, should they need it. Sam his turrets are getting a lot of value right now. The Bob in the middle of the grab from Lindemuth finds 2. Oh, excuse me, I've got my teams backwards, folks. A strong push coming through for Team by Titos. No, I do not have my teams mixed up. I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked at our attacking team here, that the Birds did not get a better push out of that. Now, granted, I believe it did take 3 ultimates, but, you know, a fight wins, a fight wins. Gonna go ahead and rally early. Jabo leading the charge here. FoxM finally gonna be able to use his hammer a little bit more than his shield, but the Birds just kind of backing up, playing it slow. FoxM does a good job diving in there, trying to save the Reinhardt. He drops the Shatter to try to nullify the May freeze, but it won't be enough. The beat comes through from Zarathustra, and now they're gonna get to turn it on speed and just run at him. Yakety Tak throws in the Blossom for good measure, and this is gonna be a quick, decisive win for the side of the Birds. As long as they can kill Iron Brew. Holy cow, a massive purple comes in from Shaka Khan. Iron Brew gets a couple of kills there, and now FoxM's got point presence once more, but this doesn't look like it's going to be a great opportunity. Just 2 tanks on point now. Mad Swamp Daddy trying to burn down that Wrecking Ball, who does finally fall, and we're moved on to the payload portion of Eichenwald here for the Birds. Samduam over to a Torb now. More symmetric.
Interesting adjustment.
You take the cart and push it somewhere else.
Indeed.
Oh, we have some May hate in the chat.
Always.
Hashtag May is Bay.
Let's see, Iron Brew a little bit. Oh, we've got some cheeky Reinhardt pin action going on. FoxM takes Mad Swamp Daddy for a ride, but he's got the grab available. Just gonna stick them all in this lower corridor, and that's gonna be some solid kills with that Reaper coming through to collect on it. Samduam's turret though on the stairs, just chunking away. The Shatter gets dropped in the midst of it all by the old Razzle, and that is darn near a team kill. It's just Iron Brew rolling around. Gonna go ahead and drop mines on point. Almost manages to knock Razzle into it. The sleep attempt unsuccessful from Twigs here. Yakety Tak just blazing away at the sky. I guess trying to clear out a couple of mines there, but just kind of caught my eye. A little funny there. Samduam dropping that turret back down to try to get some damage. Look at FoxM up on the high
drop Shatter.
He didn't quite have it, but now he does. The Blizzard gonna come out again though, and Zarathustra just got the beat to nullify. FoxM's gonna go down as well Iron Brew, so no tanks available. Jabo just gonna jump in and probably feed his brains out here. There we go. He's gone and dead. Bob gets booped off the map. Zarathustra with some beautiful plays there. He will get hit by the Bob. Indeed. Zarathustra gave his life for the cause, and it should be enough. They've got 4 alive. This is a big opportunity to push, but Yakety Tak goes in a little bit early without the rest of the team. Gets taken down. Now we see the opportunity for Team by Titos to get the regroup and recontest. Can they collect this kill? No. The Birds are just too split, too many respawns having to come through. They need to back up. If old Razzle and Zarathustra can manage to make it out, this would be wonderful for them. But right now, a lot of damage coming through. Twigs trying to do his best to mitigate it. He gets killed in the midst of it all. Iron Brew with a nice slam. Jabo had the whip shot if necessary. But that ball slam and the shot's going to be enough there. It's a big, big stagger kill. A solid push so far, though. The cart sitting right in the middle of bridge here. You do see the rally and the mines come out. The mines find 2. Well played by Iron Brew here. Now Jabo just making sure the rest of the team stays alive for this cleanup. Mines find a 3rd in the midst of it all. Ooh, Lindemood. We were talking about these counter picks, Steck. Lindemood goes over to the Pharah. They've got nothing for him except for Twigs on Ana. And if Twigs diverts his attention basically at all for or away from the old Razzle, he's just gonna get burned. He's gonna get so much damage poured at him.
I think AJ had a bit of a problem.
Oh?
Oh,
No, he just nanoed and walked off the map. It was on cams. I have no idea.
Oh, he was switching for BAP.
Yeah, like I get the switch. The timing shot.
So he wanted to switch for BAP because he sees how many ultimates are online for Birds, and not having any defensive ultimate, probably opting to counterplay that a little bit. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt anyway. Ooh. An unfortunate shatter blocked by Fox M, and the return shatter takes the nano to old Razzle Dazzle down pretty low. But with the Mei there to back him up, he should be able to burn through Fox M here shortly.
They have the touch.
Through it all, Fox M has not died, and they don't have
it.
touch. Wow.
Oh no.
What a game here. That was nasty.
They sure make these games exciting these days.
That they do, Steck Monster. That they do. They do make them like they used to. Here we go. 113.53 meters to push for Titos, and they get to take home the clean sweep. Bird still looking to take it to game number 4 here. I never realized there was a whole forest off the coast of Eichenwald. I mean, makes sense, but
yeah,
just never looked at that. Looks like Omna was gonna go over to the tiny peepee robot, play some of that Bastion strat we were talking about. Double shielding it up, Mad Swamp Daddy onto the Sig, and this is something I really like. As much as I abhor Bastion strategies, I do really like to see Mad Swamp Daddy on the Sigma, and I think Omnilus over onto the Bastion complements it well. Yakety Tack with the McCree to boot for a little bit of Pharah damage, but Lindamood's going to whip out that Pocket Sombra pick, perhaps to do a little bit of scouting, but probably more than anything to make sure you can hack if they do run that Bastion on defense. No scouting involved here, but will opt for that Sombra still. Didn't manage to get the translocator all the way up and over for this roof slide. Now running around the far end. They know they've got the Bastion trying to reposition slowly but surely here. Omnilus has to be careful that he doesn't get hacked. Lindamood trying his best to make it through choke without getting decloaked. Not going to be able to do so though. So now they know that there's a Sombra in their midst. It's time to be aware. The big pull from the Razzle Dazzle tries to stop Fox M's charge, but Mad Swamp Daddy gets collected nonetheless. He'll get rezzed up, but not before the rest of his team is picked apart here. Good push for Team by Titos. This feels like a bit of a target focus issue here. Just could not burn down anybody fast enough. Good patience for the Team by Titos. Pounced when the opportunity was right and made it count. Ironbrew trying to get some boops in the corner. He's almost fell to his death, but managed to catch that bottom ledge on the castle. Gonna be able to escape just by the skin of his teeth. Ironbrew
Gets hit with the flashbang though.
Gets flashbanged, almost got pulled. Barely manages to escape alive. Well done there. J-Mo gets the kill onto the Kree, so now no flashbang available to slow down that Wrecking Ball. The high noon from Sam Dewam through the window. Will it find any? It does collect on the old Razzle and breaks the shield to allow Fox M to shatter. J-Mo pops the Transcendence as well. This has been 4 different ultimates, 5 different, make that 6 different ultimates in the midst of this fight. Lindamood pops the EMP in the backline? Question mark?
No, at spawn. He did it at spawn.
It's about sending a message?
Yeah,
Question
I guess slowing everyone down.
Oh, indeed. No high mobility touches there for him. But old Razzle Dazzle's got cart control. The pull, or nope, Sam Dewam just rolls right on off to his death there. Looks like. And Bird Gang might have the They C9!
Oh no!
They C9'd!
Mad
my
Swamp Daddy stepped off
God.
just a second.
Mad Swamp Daddy stepped off for just a second, and I forget, one of the support lineup for the Birds was taking a little bit of a duel there in the back line, and they just did not quite cycle their touches well enough. So unfortunate.
You hate to see it. I mean,
Wow.
or you love to see it. I don't know.
If you're team by Titos, you'll love to see it, but if your birds aren't real, that one is mega, mega bittersweet there. Wow,
Well, and it's twice as bittersweet as it would be on a normal week.
Yeah.
Indeed, it is. The 3-0 goes in the favor of Team by Titos, and for this week, that's going to count for a double win, double 3-0 for them here, as our control, escort, and hybrid all fall in the direction of the Kool-Aid Man tonight. Well played to the team by Titos. Birds aren't real, still looking strong though. They still just have some kinks to figure out. They need their team cohesion a little bit more solid, a little bit more on the same page so that they're all moving as a unit or collapsing on the same target or focusing that same priority target. That's just a little bit of what it feels like was missing. Would you say the same, Stick?
I would agree. I think all the building blocks are there for a great team. I just think it needs a little bit more mortar keeping it all together.
Certainly. And like you said, I think it's a really, really good point that you made for the hero switches, making the right compositional choices to counter what's being thrown at you. Super important for them there. It just seemed like they were on the back foot a lot, trying to play into what their comfort pick was as opposed to what needed to be thrown at the opposing team tonight.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, GG's all around. Birds aren't real. Going to take this one home for Team by Tito's going to take this one home for the 3-0 tonight. Sorry, folks. My brain's a little molasses today.
I feel like
All right. This has been our third game of the week. We did finish up that high newt and nobody said peanut butter game. That one hopefully will get streamed over this weekend. We've got the codes ready for it. And then we are going to be headed tomorrow night, Thursday, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. We have got the Carolina Reapers versus the Smooth Brain Gang for the 1 and 2 seed of the Black Division coming at you. I'll be back here on the mic then. Hope to see you all for it. But tonight, it's been that one Dan guy joined by Steck Monster and Taco in the booth here. Thank you all so much for joining me. Any final words before we close this one out?
Make sure to eat your vegetables.
Eat your veggies, drink your water, be safe, be healthy, friends. I know there's a lot of chaos out there in the world tonight, so make sure you spread some love, spread some good vibes, and thank you all for coming out here. Hope you have a great
games. It's good for you.
Indeed. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. This has been the FIMU Alpha Overwatch League. We'll see you later.